welcome back to Podcast vs Player, episode 82. I'm Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who's been having some gay dreams lately, so he went to see a psychiatrist about it. Psychiatrist said, take a seat, Dan, and I'll ask you a few questions. Just say what comes naturally, okay? Okay, Dan said, sitting down. Pink or blue? Blue. Batman or Robin? Batman. The Foo Fighters or One Direction? The Foo Fighters, obviously. That's the test finished, the psychiatrist said. You're definitely gay. What? Why? Dan protested. Just get off my lap, Dan. It's only bloody Dan. Ha ha ha. I had nothing this week for you, Dan.
Yeah, that was poor.
It was awful.
You're getting a D- for that.
Oh, that's still better than an E.
I guess, yeah.
Unless that E is an enema, then it's definitely better.
I guess.
Other than the awful intro, how are you, Dan?
I'm quite well. How are you?
I'm alright, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
We've been busy, Fallouting and Christmasing and all kinds of ins.
Yeah, I'd like to say I had more excuse than that, but to be honest, it's not. Space Engineers has launched Planets, and Fallout 4 has just completely consumed about 80 hours in at the moment.
I bought 4 more songs on Rocksmith.
Oh, well done. Well done. I'm glad you're getting into it.
Approve of, but
probably not.
No. To be fair, no, 2 of them. Queens of the Stone Age.
Well, I've got 2 Queen songs myself, I think. So yeah, I'll take that.
But now I'm pretty much getting into it. I've just ordered a Deadpool guitar strap. So.
Very classy.
Yeah. But now I'm loving it, and I played Fallout again for the first time in about a week yesterday for about 20 minutes, and then my son got up from his nap.
Damn.
So that ruined that a little bit.
Well, but I don't think that's good enough, to be honest, because I've completed the main story now.
Well, I have nowhere near completed anything on Fallout.
Well,
I've been building.
Well, that's the
scavenging
thing.
And building.
There is so much for me to build up after actually finishing all the main missions, and there is just so much to do. But it ended pretty damn well, to be honest. So I'm quite pleased with it.
No spoilers.
No, absolutely not. No.
So we're going to move on to the news, Dan.
Go for it.
Where there's spoilers galore. Psychonauts 2 has been announced.
Woohoo!
Obviously, it's a sequel to Double Fine's first ever game, a quirky, beloved 2005 platformer that I fucking loved. It's about a team of psychic spies in training. Most of the pieces are all ready to go. The concept art's done, characters are rendered, the narrative is pepped, and Double Fine founder Tim Schafer is ready to roll. Now they just need one more thing. $3.3 million.
Well, they didn't need that much. They needed 600,000, but they got that immediately.
They got. They need all in all. It's going to cost 3.3 million. There is a secret person that a lot of people are saying is Notch, the creator of Minecraft, whoever it is anyway, has donated a handsome sum of money, which obviously brought the funding down for investors and fans. Psychonauts 2 raised $1 million in 14 hours, which is pretty good.
Pretty damn good,
but it's not as good as Shenmue 3.
Which I don't quite get. I mean, I think it could just be maybe the Asian market.
I'll be honest, it's the nostalgia factor for Shenmue.
Well,
there wasn't enough people that played Psychonauts to have a nostalgia feeling. I mean, I loved it. It was just a really good game, and it was undoubtedly one of my favourite games of the Xbox, or the original Xbox and PS2 era. And it's just a shame not enough people played it to fully go batshit crazy over this news, because it's pretty big news.
Yeah, I mean,
it was very well received.
My original Xbox, I feel like all the purchases I made for that were always quite well placed, and yet I feel like I have missed out by not having that in my library, to be honest. And I mean, I've watched a bunch of videos on it since you've told me about it, and I think it does look like the kind of thing that would be right up my street.
Yeah.
So
it's sidekicks, it's funny, it's fun. Gameplay was pretty original for a platformer. Levels design was really good.
Yeah.
And it's Tim Schafer. He does good games.
He does, yeah.
Shenmue 3 set the Guinness World Record for this kind of funding, raising $1 million on Kickstarter in 102 minutes.
Fucking hell.
Unlike crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter, this is being launched on a platform called Fig, which allows backers to actually invest in the product. So when Psychonauts 2 comes out, if you have backed it and put money towards it, you will earn money back.
Now, I did see this, but I didn't really go into too much detail as to what that actually means. So, because it seems a bit counterintuitive, if they raise $1 million, saying that's all they needed, and then they sell 5 million copies, say, and they charge $30 each, and then everyone who's backed it gets $0.001 per copy sold or something like that, with incrementally increasing amounts depending on how much you put into it. Surely they'd end up with not as much as if they just got a big investor to give them the lump sum for 20% or something.
With Kicks, I mean, I haven't. To be fair, we should have actually looked into this, but on Kickstarter, if you back a project, you've got tiers. So the lowest amount you can say $1 or £1, whatever. You basically, I don't know, you get a poster. Say if you pledge $30, you get a copy of the game. If you pledge $60, you get a copy of the game plus a signed poster. If you pledge $500, you get a character model based on yourself in the game and stuff like that. The more you pledge, the more you get back. So I'm going to assume that this Fig platform, you have to pledge a certain amount to be able to qualify for royalties. I'm assuming, because if somebody pledges $1 and then somebody pledges $1,000, it's not really fair that they would earn anything back when somebody's put more money into it.
No, of course, but I mean, as long as you were to earn back what you actually put into it plus anything, then that is profit, and then that's a sound investment. Obviously, you're not going to put in $1,000 and make 50,000 back. That's completely unrealistic. But anyone who's got the money to spare could clearly see that if something could raise that much money that quickly, then people are clearly going to be interested in it. It will be marketed well with all the extra cash that they'll have. And, if you've got an extra 50 grand or something you can put into something like this, odds are you'll probably get it back with some as well.
I mean, with people like Double Fine, they genuinely make games to make the games that they love.
Yeah.
So there's a good possibility they could be looking at this and going, well, we really want to make this game. I mean, Tim Schafer's said for a long time he's wanted to make Psychonauts 2. But because it didn't make as much money first time around because not enough people knew about it, obviously studios weren't going to throw money at it because there's no point. So if they literally said, well, we want to make this game and you want us to make this game, so why don't you pay for it and earn some money back? I don't know how it works, because obviously you've still got to pay for the man hours and stuff. So I mean, it might be they earn 70% of the royalties and then the 30% gets split between
the investors.
Yeah,
I mean, that would probably make more sense overall. So I mean, as long as people are pledging the minimum amount to get a copy of the game, and then they can potentially make that amount back, so they get a free copy of the game, but they helped actually make it in the first place. I think there's a lot in that.
Obviously, we'll see more news on this as it develops. There's a good chance, there's still a chance this won't actually happen. At the moment, Psychonauts' current tally is at $1,772,030, and it's still got 37 days left. So,
I'm pretty good chance confident it's going to.
Yeah, I hope so. I really, really hope so. It's going to break James Williams' heart if it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. He's been the most vocal person I've ever seen about it.
He's been the pioneer of Psychonauts.
In very much the same way that we have been for Archer Protocol, I believe.
That's true, only this actually has a chance of happening.
Well, maybe if we started a Kickfunder or something like that.
or on a funding platform that actually exists.
No, it's Kickfunding. I'm starting it. It's basically you go around kicking people until they give you money to start your project.
I like it. Do they get any rewards, or just the novelty of you not kicking them anymore?
They get the satisfaction of knowing that their hard stolen money was put towards something of use to me. So I guess that's
bail money. And then we're back to square one.
Well, like 3% will be set aside for bail and various fines and stuff, and then everything else goes towards paying for it in the Archer voiceovers and stuff.
How much money are you planning on kicking?
I live in a big city.
That's true. Anyway, moving on. For a big chunk of news, this could possibly be construed as a main story, but we'll see where things take us. This weekend saw Sony's PSX 2015 press conference, and there was abundance of new and exciting games. If you happen to miss any of it, luckily for you, we've rounded up everything that happened. Ooh, mystical. So, quick rundown. We saw Uncharted 4, Yakuza 0, Neo, King of Fighters, XIV. I don't know what that number is. I want to say
XIV would be 13,
15?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, XIV
13
would be
is
14.
Yeah, 14.
14, yeah.
Brutal, MLB The Show 16, Fat Princess Adventures, Guns Up, Ratchet and Clank, Ace Combat 7, Destiny Sparrow League, Hob, Ni no Kuni 2, Paragon Don't Starve Together, Day of the Tentacle Remastered, Adult Swim games. We also saw some VR games, Res Infinite, Eagle Flight, The Modern Zombie, and the 100-Foot Robot, and Golem, as well as some others. Big news though, Dan. Uncharted 4 has branching dialogue options.
Really?
Exactly that. The demo they showed is Nath talking with his brother, and you can actually pick certain parts of previous Uncharted games to talk about.
As long as it's not like a story-defining kind of dialogue tree, then I can deal with that.
I imagine it will be mostly cutscene affected.
Right.
So you'll pick Triangle and you will talk about something that happened in Uncharted 2. Or you'll pick Square and talk about something that happened in Uncharted 1.
Right.
Etc, etc. So I'm just going to assume it's going to be a cutscene that will be defined depending on which option you choose. That will lead into another cutscene that will take you through the rest of the game.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
That's my assumption,
Yeah.
because that's how it seemed.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII's PlayStation 4 port is out now, not to be confused with the full HD remaster. This is literally the PC port that happened
Yeah.
a long time ago. There was some new Street Fighter 5 characters, local split screen multiplayer confirmed for Battleborn, which does look pretty fucking cool. There's a few PS Vita games, Hitman Go, which I actually have on my note, and it's pretty fucking cool. The Last Blade 2, Manic Mansion, Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle, and there was a bunch of other Vita games that are available now, including Supergiant Games Bastion and Vlambeer's Nuclear Throne. A load of fucking VR stuff. One of them being where you could just be an eagle and fly over Paris. Excellent.
I think I've seen that. I think I've seen something about that.
It looked cool, but as of yet, I don't really see the point of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like I need to buy this PlayStation VR unit so I can play as an eagle. Ace Combat 7 is coming exclusively to PlayStation VR, which is surprising, really, because everyone loves them some Ace Combat.
Well, I played, I think it was 5 or 6, it was out a couple of years ago. And although those sort of flying games aren't really my kind of cup of tea, it was quite intense. You know, it's sort of like a battle cam, and it was really cool. It was like, you know, sort of like Top Gun soundtrack playing on it. It was really interesting.
To be the Ace Combat series has always seemed to be the better of the kind of flight sim type bullshit. But it's not really for me. What else was there, Dan? In
addition to the PlayStation news, however, there's also been some new DLC that's going to be announced for Mortal Kombat 10.
Boom.
Yes, so the Combat Pack 2 is coming out soon, which hopefully should be at the start of 2016. But there's going to be 4 new characters, one of which I think we actually talked about previously, which is the one that I'm most interested in playing. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be the most interested to play, the same way the Predator was. It's the Xenomorph from Aliens. So I think there's going to be a huge amount of online battles between Predator and Alien, which are going to be really sweet. There's also Cyrax, Sector, and Robot Smoke, who are making up a character called Triborg, which I believe, or I would assume anyway, they're going to have the sort of the move set. So you know, you get your 3 move sets. It's going to be like
each.
one each. Yeah, so they're going to be influenced off each character, which would be quite good. Who offset Jason Voorhees from the first Combat Pack. There's also going to be Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then finally, which is something that was actually hinted. Someone pointed out to me the other day on Cassie Cage's Fatality. She puts like a selfie up on her Facebook page, and someone comments on it saying, "Has anyone unlocked Boraicho yet?" Which I didn't notice before. But Boraicho is the final character, and I believe he was in, what was it, Mortal Kombat? Like Legacy, I think it was, or something. You know, where it was like an RPG kind of thing, where you could wander about and there was all the characters there.
Deadly Alliance?
No, that was with Liu Kang and the guy with the hat, Cow, Kung Lao.
Kung Lao.
Yeah. No, but this is where it was kind of, I say RPG, it wasn't really an RPG, it was kind of like an open world explore kind of thing.
Right. I don't think I ever played that, you know?
It was for the original Xbox, I believe. But I quite liked it. I think Mountain Park played it as well. But he was someone who actually trained you, Boraicho was. So I think that's quite a nice little callback. So I think there's going to be some interesting characters. I think everyone's looking forward mainly to the alien, mainly for the fact of how you can really put an alien into a sort of 2D fighting game.
Yeah.
But that tail is going to have a fucking huge range on it. So it's going to be like Jason's machete.
It's going to be Scorpion.
Yeah, it's going to be keeping everyone from a distance, yeah.
So that's going to be my go-to character.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some sweet fatalities and stuff that guy can pull off, so that's going to be quite good.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. As well as these DLC for Mortal Kombat X, though, there's also the planetary expansion that's been added to Space Engineers. So
this is nothing to do with PSX, by the way, people.
No, I already said it was nothing to do with that.
No, just reiterating.
Yeah. But now the planets have been added. It adds entire new landscapes to the whole of Space Engineers, and it's also introduced quite an interesting challenge to how you sort of build bases and how to deal with like gravity pull and stuff like that. So we're going to be having a look. I've already started a new base. Unfortunately, we couldn't add planets to the base that we'd already been doing, which has quite annoyed me because I spent quite a lot of time building that one back up again.
A lot of time. That's an understatement, Dan.
To again remove it completely. Well, it's still there. It's still there. So
just on a different save.
Yeah. So I mean, if you just want to do stuff in space, then we've got that one. If you want to do stuff with planets, which I've started from scratch again,
there might be an update, Dan, where it'll let you transfer.
There might be a mod. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But either way, we've been spending a lot of time on that. So hopefully,
Dan has a massive erection.
I was pretty impressed with it. It's like ground vehicles and like atmospheric vehicles and stuff like that, so things that can't go into space but you can fly around, but there's like AI drones, so I think we're only a step away really from having like sort of AI bad guys.
Yeah.
So, you know, people you can actually shoot and will shoot back at you rather than just sort of drones and stuff. So I think there's going to be some superb additions to Space Engineers as we go into 2016. Good
stuff indeed. Back to PSX though, Dan. I have two things I want to say to you. Well, the first one, Ni no Kuni 2, which is just fucking excellent news. Ni no Kuni was one of the best RPGs I've ever played in my entire life, and it's fucking stunning. And if you've never played it, I advise you to go and buy a PlayStation 3 and go and buy it and just fucking love it. It still looks phenomenal now. It looks just like a Studio Ghibli film. It's just fucking outstanding. And now there's a second one, and I believe I have just had another orgasm.
Yawn. What was the next thing, sorry?
Well, there's nothing spectacular, just the new Final Fantasy VII remake trailer.
Forget about it, it's fine.
Nobody cares.
No.
We do jest, of course.
Yeah, see, it's a difficult one because I've seen a lot of people going, it's not turn-based combat anymore. But yeah, you're right.
So
there's not.
what?
But my biggest fear is, I mean, it was the emotional pull that you had with the original storyline and the original characters and stuff, and it looks better than Advent Children, which is saying a lot because that was a hell of a CGI movie.
It still looks good now.
Oh god, yes it does. I mean, I've seen it a few times recently actually, but what my biggest kind of fear of it is that it's going to take it after the sort of the newer Final Fantasies, and I have absolutely no interest in those.
But that's a silly assumption to make, because it's still Final Fantasy VII. It's going to have the same story. Hopefully it'll have all the same music and stuff. It just looks better, and it doesn't look like it's completely like real-time action as well. It looks a lot like Knights of the Republic in terms of combat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There does
I
seem to be
noticed
some
there was
kind
a lot
of
of prompts in the bottom.
Yeah, there was a queue-up system for attacks and things. So I mean, there's still the potential to keep it sort of reasonably turn-based, but whilst keeping it fast-paced. So it's not everyone standing there where you're thinking, shall I apply a potion or shall I use this limit break here? And then, you've got 3 minutes to think about it. Whereas this could be a lot more fast-paced. You get to know your move list, and instead of just button bashing like Metal Gear Revengeance, you still
there's still a bit of tactics to it.
Yeah, which is kind of the main thing. But it just looks phenomenal.
It looks just possibly one of the best games I've ever seen.
It looks. The thing is, though, don't get me wrong. Final Fantasy has always improved on how it looks. The only thing it's lost for me, whenever I look at playing them again, is the story. As in, I cannot follow what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And secondly, I've just got no interest in the characters, just none at all. And I don't know if it was just I got Final Fantasy VII at the right point in my sort of little childhood mind, where I was completely captivated by it. But I bought it again for the PS3 when they released it on the PS Store a couple of years ago. I bought it again when they remastered it for PC port, which I bought, and I played like 3 hours of it. But then when I heard that they were doing this a few months ago, I was worried because I thought they'd put too much emphasis on how it looked and take away from all the dialogue. Like you say, the music, I could download the entire soundtrack, and every time a new song would come on, I just know exactly whereabouts that was in the game. I was just God, I remember that. So, I mean, working with Red and Barrett and Tifa and all that sort of stuff again.
I think a lot of people who are complaining about the combat before they've even played it.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. Yeah,
it's people can judge things on trailers all day long, and it's like we always say, Dan, never judge it by its trailer.
Absolutely.
Be impressed, be unimpressed, whatever, but you can't say anything until you've played it.
No, of course.
And a lot of people, obviously, this was like one of the first proper RPGs people in our age bracket, which is what, 19, like that actually properly played as a fully fledged RPG. That kids today ain't going to want to sit and play turn-based games. They're going to get bored.
Well, that's the thing.
They're going to miss out.
That's a really interesting point, because I mean, I've played quite a lot of turn-based games, and I mean, I don't mean in this sort of like Total War, Total Rome kind of deal, because I mean, those, sort of like people around the world moving, and I kind of get the need for it to be so bloody long and drawn out.
Yeah.
But something like XCOM, like where you say, right, this guy goes here, and then this guy shoots, and then this guy does that, and then they all move and take one shot and miss. I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake! And it just seems unnecessary to draw that out. But Final Fantasy works on a similar kind of basis. It's just you have a go, they have a go, your next guy has a go, they have a go, your next guy has a go, they have a go, and then you start back over again. So I mean, it's the most sort of basic turn-based thing you could really do. With no movement at all, no camera control. It's just a case of what attack do you want to do, or what spell do you want to cast, or item do you want to use. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, and you forget as well that this game was made in 1997. So the technology to be able to power something that you'd be able to run around. I mean, this could very well be the Final Fantasy that they wanted to make, but simply just didn't have the technology.
Yeah, they hadn't got the power to do it.
Exactly.
And if this was how it was originally, and then they did the remaster, and they made it turn-based, people would be fucking whinging then. So
yeah, well,
don't whinge until you've played it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of the kind of current Final Fantasy series. I don't like really how their combat system works. I don't like their music. It just doesn't seem really in place with it. I haven't played enough.
I still like Final Fantasy, and I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan as well.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it looks to be a very mixture of the two, mixing it up, real time Kingdom Hearts style combat with kind of relatively turn-based Knights of the Republic style queuing up system, and I think that's basically caters for everyone.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, it's odd that just one game out of a franchise of we're on like Final Fantasy 15. I'm pretty sure that it's like the 18th or 19th.
15's real-time combat.
It is, yeah, but I mean that's like the 18th or 19th game in the series or something, because there's like 13-2 and all that sort of stuff.
Lots of spin-offs.
Yeah. But 7 seems to be the only one that's been focused on, because obviously there's Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core for the PSP.
Yeah.
Then they did Final Fantasy 7 Advent's Children, and now they're doing, then they remade it for the PC. Then they've released that PC one on the PS4, and now they're going back and just saying, fuck it, we'll just do it all again. then I don't think I'm wrong in saying out of the whole franchise, why is that the only one that I like?
Because this was, again, the first one that people actually paid attention to, and a lot of people, if they went back and played it, they were complaining about, it's not turn-based, and look at the art style looks more like Advent Children than it should, blah blah blah. But if they go back and play it, it's not going to be as magical as they remember.
No. I mean, it's an absolute pain in the tit to try and play it now. Like the checkpoint system, I fucking hate it. I mean, you know how bloody annoyed I was with the checkpoint system on Fallout.
Yeah.
I can adapt to that. I just have to remember to save. Final Fantasy, that's not an option.
No.
You just have to find a checkpoint. No other way around it.
Technical limitations.
Yeah, exactly. So, as long as they fix that problem, I can forgive people talking now. Like, because that's the thing for me. It's just the fact of the voice actors they got in to do Advent Children.
Yeah.
They were really good. And I bloody hate sort of like Japanese to Western translation, audio dub stuff. Because usually it's bullshit. Think sort of Time Crisis or House of the Damned, that sort of, just ridiculous. Oh my god, there's that zombie coming to kill us. And it's so out of place.
I don't remember Cloud saying that.
Well, yeah. But it just sounds like someone's recorded it on a phone in someone's bathroom. It's awful. But Advent Children seem to get it. Just get the same people that did the voices for Advent Children, put them back in it. That's all I'm asking.
From what we've seen so far, I'm pretty happy with the voiceovers.
I'm half sure that the guy who's playing Barrett is the same guy who did Barrett in bloody Advent Children.
It probably is. This is a big risk. Not a risk, because it's going to sell regardless, no matter if it's shit or whether it's amazing. But this is Square Enix's baby, and they have put off... I remember reading an interview a long time ago, and fans have been like, we need a Final Fantasy VII remaster, blah blah. And they essentially said, it's not going to be as good as you remember. It's a long time ago. We're very proud of it, but it was a long time ago.
Well, that's the thing. It's good for the time. So in 1997, when it came out, it was mind-blowing.
Shenmue.
yeah, exactly. You go back and play it now, and you're just like, what is this
nearly
nonsense?
Unplayable.
Yeah.
It's awful. But, again, at the time, it was fucking phenomenal.
So all they have to do is just take all of the good stuff and just get rid of all the limitations of the time and just improve on it. That's all they have to do. Keep the same music, all of that. I
am 97% certain that because this is so precious to Square Enix, if it wasn't up to the standards, we wouldn't be seeing it.
Well, I'd like to think that they've just said that we're not doing a remaster until we can do it and do it well.
Yeah.
So they said, we're thinking about it, we'll sort of remaster the PS1 version. They've sort of just tinkered with the code, tried to update it as best they can, but just still say, God, this looks like fucking garbage. Yeah. And now they've said, bollocks, we've got the money, people want it, people keep buying Final Fantasy stuff, people keep cosplaying as Cloud and Sephiroth. Yeah. Let's just fucking do it. Let's just make a brand new one. We'll build it from the ground up and just do the whole thing again.
I've got to cry over Tifa all over again.
Tifa?
Not fucking Tifa. Fucking... Shit, I forgot her name.
You better finish that sentence because I'm not going to be happy.
Fucking hell, shit the bed.
Come on, this is going to be my daughter's name.
Oh, I even said it earlier. I said exactly the same fucking sentence. Shit me in the arse.
Aerith.
Fucking hell.
Or Aerith, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
I say Aerith.
Yeah, but I had a ferret called Tifa.
Tifa.
And
I had a rat.
Called Tifa?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I'm Raisin, but...
Ah, yes, the lesser known NPC, Raisin.
I don't know why we called her Raisin.
She eat raisins?
No, I don't know why.
Then that's a stupid name for a rat.
I think it was... Oh, I can't say, I think. Why? That's for off the air.
Yeah.
Anyway, massively looking forward to that.
I'm
not even sceptical.
I don't know, in that kind of Dawn of Justice way, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm prepared to be let down if needs be.
Yeah, I don't think we will be.
I think that my own nostalgia will just overlook any kind of inaccuracies or poor gameplay or anything like that. If it's as long as they get the music right, they get the dialogue right, they get the voice casting right, they've won.
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, and I'm more than happy to pay for it.
Speaking of Dawn of Justice, we have got another bit planned, but we've gone over our allocated time.
Yes.
So we are instead going to do a video of our analysis of the Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice versus Captain America Civil War trailers.
Yeah.
See which one came across better. Obviously we won't know which one is the better film until we've seen them both,
yep.
which is obviously next year. But until then, we've got this to speak about.
Yeah.
On that note, what is coming up on the fucking channel?
Well, like I say, Space Engineers is probably going to be the primary one, mainly for the fact that we've had to start from scratch all over again, and I've already blown up about 8 ships trying to figure it all out. So I'm not particularly happy with it. But it's impressive, I'm going to say that much for it. So at the moment, I think the only thing you can get is the maximum of 3 planets in a system. But
That's
still,
more than we had before.
Oh god, yeah. And I mean that's not skybox. These are planets that you can visit, meaning the jump drive is going to be incredibly useful from now on. But there's also a bunch of like ground vehicles with wheels that you can drive about on. You know, there's mining operations to do into the centre of the planet. Blah 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 blah. So there's an absolute buttload of stuff we can do with that, as well as the usual modifications that the community, in its infinite glory, have added to the Steam Workshop.
We also need a little help from our friend to do some Don't Starve.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because
we've had Don't Starve together for quite a few months now.
Yeah. And we've not done anything.
No. Well, we have. I mean, me and Rick...
We haven't just filmed it.
Well, no, I think we're like day 22 in or something like that, so we're quite far in, and it's quite terrifying.
What was ours, 14?
I think that was the best one we got. It was like 11 or 14, yeah.
And I am shit.
Yeah, so this is basically me and Rick playing this.
Fuck.
But yeah, we'll be doing that at some point. Speaking of Rick, though, as well, we were also going to have him do some game show stuff. I think you came up with some ideas for some game showy stuff, so we're going to be doing some of that. I
came up with another one as well, but that's a secret.
Ooh, okay.
Also, this won't be this. This is towards the back end of the week, but hopefully, Dan, I will have a Rocket League update for you for Friday.
Fantastic.
Which includes, and not limited to, the ice hockey.
Oh my fucking days.
So for Christmas, there is Rocket League. I don't know if it's paid or free DLC, but we're getting it either way. And it replaces the ring with an ice hockey ring, and it replaces the ball with a puck.
That sounds... Why did I not think of that?
Because we are not game developers.
Damn, that's such a good idea.
So hopefully that'll all be up and downloaded and done and ready for Friday.
Excellent.
So we shall do some videos on that. Other than that, not a lot planned really coming up to Christmas.
No, I mean, I've been saying, because obviously Fallout has been kind of the preoccupier at the moment, and I've completed the main story for Fallout, but there is still a shitload of stuff to do, which I'm sure you can imagine. But what I wanted to do was kind of show off the settlements that I've built so far. Not show them off as in they're really good, so I just mean this is what
Look what I've done.
Yeah, exactly. So, although I've been meaning to do that, the fact is that there is still a bunch of stuff to do, and I still haven't found every settlement that needs to be saved as of yet, and I kind of want to do a whole bloody thing for each one of them, even though some of them are shite. I still want to have a look around and see what additions can be made. So possibly that, but that's when I can actually find time to do it.
I have nothing else really, if I'm totally honest. I bought my son an Amazon Kindle Fire Kids Edition for Christmas, and I was setting it up last night, getting it all nice and charged, and get some stuff on there ready for Christmas Day. And I got Goat Simulator. So I did that for a little bit.
Well, good.
He's 2, he'll love it.
He's 2, he can't read.
He knows certain words.
No. No, he doesn't.
But the Marvel books that I put on there for him, well, got off there for him, I got him a Spider-Man one, an Avengers one, and something else. And Stan the Man Lee reads it to you.
Oh, no way.
So it's pretty fucking awesome. And it's all animated, and it's really cool. And I am putting my thumbs up as a PvP approved gift for Christmas this year for your kids. Get them an Amazon Kindle Fire Kids Edition. It is amazing. It has changed my life.
This podcast brought to you by Amazon Kindle Fire.
The 7-inch, not the shitty 6-inch one. But other than that, I haven't got a lot. My Lego Star Wars advent calendar's been pretty shit so far.
Boo.
Not been happy. And I noticed there's a sticker on the back. And I was like, wonder what that says under there, because it says, I'm guessing it's going to be Christmas Day, you get a special edition C-3PO figure.
Alright.
But it's a sticker. So I unpeeled it. Darth Vader.
Oh.
Had a look online. America gets Darth Vader.
Oh.
We get shitty C-3PO. Looking at the box, looks like he's in a shitty Christmas top as well.
Oh.
So I'm not happy.
Well, I'm sure you can buy one from a Lego shop.
No.
Pretty much anywhere.
I refuse to. This was nearly 30 quid.
Oh my fucking days, you're an idiot.
Yeah. I didn't buy it. My wife bought it for me.
Then she's an idiot.
She is.
That's why I married her.
The best of it is, I've got that. My son's got 2 chocolate advent calendars. He's got a Star Wars one and a Milky Bar one, but just normal chocolate that was from like Poundland or something. And my wife hasn't even got one. Yet again, cow comes out on top. Anyway, on that merry note, how many sleeps is it till Jesus' birthday, Dan?
0.
Happy Christmas, everyone! Oh, I'm excited for Christmas.
Well, good for you.
Shut up, you Scrooge.
I'm sorry, I just refuse to buy into capitalist bullshit melodrama.
This podcast brought you by Mardy Bastards and Amazon. On that note, though, I'm going to go. Just going to go. I'm going to fly away.
Alright.
With Santa's sleigh.
Yeah, alright.
Bye.